Hey y'all, what's going on? Hi. What's up? It's me, Daria. And we're here for the Week 7 Miss Charizard Draft Recap. Hey Corvid, hi Godbear. Hi William at work. Welcome in Dwayne The Rock Johnson, I appreciate it. Hey Yuki, hi, hello. Hope y'all are doing well today. Hope y'all had a great weekend. Let's not waste any time. We got a little group of people here. We'll jump right in and start with the match reviews. The first one we will talk about is hey Ridley, welcome in. Forbidden West consume my. Yeah, I feel bad because I want to watch and support your stream, but also like it is a series that I think I will end up playing, and I really don't want spoilers. So, but I hope you've been enjoying it. Hope you've been enjoying it. The first match I want to talk about is British Gent, Dar Manchester United versus the Natural, and that's Mike. Mike is actually coming into this match was still looking for his first win of the season against British Gent, who is 5-1 coming into this week. So like, I mean, let's watch and see what happens. So right off the bat, Gent leads Roserade. Mike goes Blastoise, so the Shell Smash threat, but is forced out obviously because the Roserade. That Energy Ball does so much damage to Seviper, and Seviper just immediately dies, just gone. So Mike goes in the Staraptor, who's gonna force out the Roserade, and then Brave Bird 49s on the first hit, and then 51s on the second hit. So low rolls into high roll. Gives British Gent that false sense of security. It hits just hard enough to put it in a range for a high roll, but not high enough to pop like a citrus berry, so it doesn't get its unburden or anything. It was honestly like the most ideal roll for Mike, combination of rolls for Mike on the Staraptor. Taking out the Drifloon, who's like one of British Gent's biggest threats. And then Mike's like, fuck it, I'm just gonna keep spamming Brave Bird. And just gets huge damage on this thing. Endeavors, even though it doesn't really help at all, and then starts Brave Birding again. Gent just uses this time to set up screens and get up Stealth Rock. This bird is taking recoil, but it's also lefty, so it's not taking as much recoil as it usually would. Endeavor takes the Scizor down to 52%. Gent uses this chance to, Swords Dance, because why not? 57% to resisted Camerupt, just absolutely insane. Camerupt gone, has done absolutely nothing for Mike all season. Goes into Blissey, who wants nothing to do with this Brick Break. Goodbye, Blissey. It's looking really bad for Mike. Another week, another Heartbreak potentially. Mike goes into Staraptor, who quick attacks for Chip. Dies to Bullet Punch, but now this Scizor's at 2%, so Mike actually does a decent job. Decides, hey, you know what? Let's Shell Smash. Let's Shell Smash. What's he gonna do? U-turn? I'm gonna live that no problem. And then you're gonna die to Life Orb. And guess what? I'm physical. GG's. Thanks for playing. And Mike finally picking up his first win of the season against 5-1 Dar Manchester United. Holy shit! What a huge upset this was. Really, really good win for Mike. Really good win for Mike. And that's what I'm saying about the it was actually mixed. It was actually mixed. It had EQ and Ice Beam, but like that's what I'm talking about with this league. Like this match is the perfect example of why I love this league, because it is like anyone could win any week. It doesn't matter. It was mixed, but this was insane. Yes, thank you, Godbear. Thank you for explaining to us something that I already said. I don't know what we'd do without you here. Anyways, on to the next game. We're going to talk about St. Ridley and the Blackthorn City Buzzwolves, who has had a really strong season. I think coming into this match was sitting atop the Venusaur division, 2 brand new coaches against Flying Grayson, that's Josh on the other side, and the Pallet Town Paladins. Josh fighting tooth and nail to keep his playoff hopes alive. Yes, there's a bit of a delay. It's true. Also Zulia, welcome in just in time. It's good, I'm glad you're here. All right, let's see how this match plays out. So right off the bat, Ridley leads with Regigigas. Ridley determined to make Regigigas a thing. Josh was like, whatever, I don't care about Regigigas, I'm gonna set up spikes. So Ridley's like, okay, fine, I'll go into Aerodactyl, except he clicked Ice Beam on this turn, and Aerodactyl doesn't like Ice Beam. And now Swampert's poisoned, and that's just a really bad start for Ridley. Really, really rough start. Hard to come back from that kind of start. Gets a Yawn off, and Power Herb Solar Beam if real. And Josh is in fact real. Takes out the Swampert. Hey, you know, I would take that trade too. Show off the Power Herb Solar Beam, put my Magmortar to sleep. Magmortar did its job, right? I'm sure as far as Josh is concerned, Magmortar did its job. Ridley does manage to defog and get rid of the hazards, but losing her defogger in the process. Regigigas gets the substitute up, trying to delay some turns. Slow start. Josh just really is not even remotely concerned about this thing. Sludge Waves. Knockoff just doing a little bit of chip, just burning turns here. Also, love the fact that they had the same nickname theme by complete accident. Pretty crazy. Honestly, Regigigas just doing what it can to just stay as healthy as it can. And guess what? Slow start's gone. Now I can actually do big damage, 26%. 26%. You waited all that time to do 26%? You waited all that time to do 26. Regigigas is not good. Regigigas is a bad Pokemon, actually. Just gonna go ahead and say it. Just gonna go ahead and say it. Regigigas is a bad Pokemon. We see Support Clefable come out. It is not Magikarp, so it is almost certainly unaware to try and prevent a Gyarados sweep, Moxie sweep from getting out of control, or maybe even to prevent Shell Smash Cloyster from getting out of control, or maybe even to prevent a Swords Dance Garchomp from getting out of control. But it doesn't matter because Venusaur is like, I'll just 1v1 you. I don't care. Not a big deal to me. See you later, Clefable. Regigigas is gonna come back out for what? I don't know. It's just gonna die. All right. Well, I guess it'll get a little bit of health back, but not really, because Rough Skin, you actually lost more than you got back. Wish is cool, though. Wish is cool, but now you gotta restart your slow start, because you left and came back in. So, I guess that's cool. Once again, very bad Pokemon, Regigigas. And now it's gone. Crobat comes out. I love Crobat. Crobat's an excellent Pokemon. It is special Crobat. I think we see a Nasty Plot come out. Takes out the Garchomp, so that's cool. Nasty Plot, there it is. But Josh is like, all right, well, time to dance and finish this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and live this. I'm gonna dance again. I don't care. Fuck it. I'll do it. Do it again. And then he's gonna just win from here. Finally, the slander shifts. Jazz is so happy to hear that. Knockoff is the best thing. Oh, you're completely right, Ridley. I admire your determination to make Regigigas work, but Regigigas in a singles format is a bad Pokemon. Regigigas can definitely work in doubles. In doubles where you could have a partner who can skill swap, or you could have a neutralizing gas partner. Like in a doubles format, Regigigas kind of fucks, but in singles, it's just bad. It's just really bad, especially since it lost Crush Grip. Like if you still had Crush Grip, maybe you can make it work, but like, it's just bad. It's a bad Pokemon. If I can just get it in on the right mount, I can actually get a kill with it. Well, you did get a kill. You did get a kill with it. You killed the Nidoqueen with a 23%. After clicking knockoff 50 times, you did manage to kill the Nidoqueen. It's true. Crobat is one of the best shinies ever. I do like shiny Crobat. I was ready to. I expected Cloyster lead. That's fair. That's fair. Well, you still got, who's the lead again? It was Blastoise. Or, I'm sorry, I'm thinking last match. I'm thinking this match, I'm sorry. Anyways, that's that match. Josh getting a really important win that he really needed to keep his playoff hopes alive. So, yep, there's that one. The next match we'll talk about is Chris, that's Call Me K, the perspective we're watching from, against Grand Aquila in the Goldenrod Glizzy Gobblers. Grand Aquila, again, same situation as Josh, looking for a win, trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. And Chris is in a little bit of a better situation than Grand Aquila, but really needs this win. And in fact, now that we've seen Ridley lose, I believe the situation coming into this match was if Chris wins, with a decent differential, Chris actually takes control of the division. So let's see what happens. Chris leads Skarm because of course it's Skarmory. That's what you're always gonna lead. Granikila's like, I'll just zap you. No you won't. You'll zap my toaster, who does not care about getting zapped. And then I'll burn your Gator, who really doesn't want to get burnt. So really good start for Chris. And then that Volt Switch does absolute damage. Little voice crack. I mean, you're burnt. You're a burnt Gator. You're not gonna do much at this point. And you just died to burn. So that was a free substitute for Suicune. So played perfectly well from Chris. Gets the Scald off, 50% damage. Really good chip on the Porygon. Pivots into Rotom Heat, who's gonna eat the Thunderbolt with no problem. But then Tri-Attack comes out. Surprise, I'm not locked in. Get wrecked. Goodbye. See you later, Toaster. I don't care. And then I'm gonna paralyze your stupid Mime. But it's not offensive Mime. It's support Mime. I think this is only like the second time this season Chris has actually ran support Mime. It does still have Dazzling Gleam because you're not gonna just have screens. You gotta have some other moves. Just sets up the Light Screen, but Steel Wing doesn't care about Light Screen, but Skarmory doesn't care about Steel Wing. So yeah, that's the thing. Light Screen's up, so this thing's not as spooky anymore. We're living that, no problem. And then we see Fly come out. I don't think I've ever seen Fly on Skarmory before. Gotta be honest, except in like a normal like basic game, like maybe in like a vanilla game. Like Fly on Skarm is absolutely wild. I think I've seen Power Herb Fly like maybe once, and that was on like a Landorus. Like it's certainly not on a Skarmory. Dazzling Gleam is enough to break the sub, so Chris is forced to pivot into Skarmory. And 29% resisted on Skarmory is actually really good damage. But Granikila pivots into Porygon, who dies to Rocks, which gives Chris the chance to roost for free. Daybreaker's back out, but Chris has an easy switch in for that. Goes into Suicune. Rapidash is speedy now, but pivots out. Togekiss does not like those Stealth Rocks. Down under 45% after Stealth Rock chip and the Scald. So Chris is like, I'm just gonna keep clicking Scald. I think Granikila tries to make a read for Skarm here and clicks Flamethrower, but Chris doesn't swap out, so just nothing kind of happens. And we just see these two kind of face off a little bit. Also, I have Dynamax Fly. I haven't seen it on Skarm. That's a good point, Jazz. Actually, in a Dynamax format, Fly does make sense for those max Airstream speed boosts. You're absolutely right. But like in a singles non-Dynamax format, I feel like you just never see it. Hard Flinch hacks. I mean, that's why you run Thunder Wave on a teammate, just to boost the Togekiss. Togekiss absolutely does not give a fuck about Energy Ball. Flamethrower does huge damage and doesn't do enough to pop the Focus Sash for the Unburden. So that's actually going to do it for the Sceptile, but it's enough damage to put the Togekiss in range and get rid of that massive threat. So now basically Chris is just like, all right, I just got to deal with the Ditto and the Rapidash. I don't really perceive Pidgeot as a threat. This is not a Megas format, and base form Pidgeot is just not a good Pokemon. I mean, it looks great. It's super cool, but it's just not good. And so Granikila decides to go into Ditto here to finish off the Suicune. And this is actually a good Pokemon to copy, except Absol's gross and finishes up the match from here. Hey, Gent, welcome in. Yeah, we already talked about your match with Mike. But you can catch it on the YouTube video, not a big deal. I have 4 pages of notes with 5 more minutes of footage. Wait, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, Zulia? Oh my god, I just remembered something. Oh no. Okay. Anyways. Moving on. This match is pretty crazy. Alright, so we got the Seattle Salacious Sparses, Spega, that's the C tier team, against TalonQueenZulia, which is the perspective we're watching from, and the Poltaunt Gengars. Zulia coming into this match was 1-5. Another coach desperately looking to keep their playoff hopes alive, and Spega is sitting at the top of his conference. So Spega's been having a really, really strong season, despite having an all C tier team. Spega's just been playing out of his mind. So let's see how this match goes. So right off the bat, we see a Masquerain lead against Gliscor, which means, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and Quiver Dance. Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You know what? We're just gonna watch. Let's just watch. Giga Drain breaks the sub. Knockoff crit, huge damage, absolutely huge damage. But it's not enough to kill. Masquerain's able to pick this off, but now Masquerain's in range of the Gengar. So Masquerain goes down. The Slacking comes out to revenge, clicks Earthquake, does 51% to Jesus. Jesus didn't love that Earthquake. Gets the free curse off. And then we see Protect to get some health, and also to block the Solar Beam. And then Aqua Jet. Now, watch how much damage this Aqua Jet does. That's 50%. That's 50% in Sun. If Zulia would have brought Quick Attack on this, Zulia, you would have done so much damage. I don't know what your fourth move was. Maybe it was Superpower. Might have been Superpower. I feel like Quick Attack would have done so much damage. It might not have killed, but it probably would have taken it down to like 25%. Either way, 50% is really good damage on the Ninetales. Gengar comes back out to force out the Ninetales. We see some pivoting around here. Drapion comes out, clicks Earthquake, does huge damage to Lantern. Lantern clicks Thunderbolt. These two are just exchanging haymakers right now. Spega gets the 10% freeze on the Thunderbolt, finishes off the Drapion, and then Gengar comes out and revenges the Lantern. Slacking once again the revenge option. Earthquake clearly coming out, gets huge damage off on the Golem. Spega does not want to leave that out, and Zulia just explodes, just blows up, takes out the Ninetales. And then we see Protect on the Flareon. This is the first time this season someone brought Protect against the Slacking. That's the easiest way to shut down Slacking, y'all. You don't want to get destroyed by Slacking? Put Protect on Pokemon. That's all you gotta do. It can only attack every other turn. All you gotta do is click Protect on the turn it's allowed to attack, and then it's destroyed on the other turns. You completely shut that Pokemon down. It's so basic. It's elementary. And someone finally did it and took out the Slacking. And this Flareon just does really, really good work for Zulia. Protects, takes this out. It's gonna be a really funny moment. Zulia actually wishes and then lets this go down. After I don't understand the point of all the wish protecting if you're just gonna let this thing go down anyways. I don't think Zulia. I'm not sure why. Maybe the Flare Blitz to get the Slacking in range for the Gengar. Like, I don't know, because ultimately Zulia lets this Flareon go down so Gengar can pick up the kill. So, just strange. I guess Zulia just really wanted Gengar to get the kill, which is fair. Totally fair. Anyways, that's that game. Really, really big win. Really big win for Zulia. Hey, Snackle, welcome in. Hi. Also, hi, Pearly. How are you doing? Sorry, I'm like so into like breaking down these matches today. Haven't been paying as close attention to chat as I usually do. Let me catch up really quick. Have you heard the good news of our Lord and Savior Flareon? Dave did his job perfectly. Dave did. Dave exploded. It was great. Great. Okay, this match. We have Jazz. That's perspective we're watching from the Rock and Rillaboom. Another coach. These two coaches, again, both fighting for their playoff hopes. It's that time of season. Like all the matches, interdivision matches, they all have playoff implications. It's great. It's fun. Still, not a single team has clinched. We're 7 weeks. We have finished 7 weeks. There are only 3 weeks remaining, and there still hasn't been a clinch or an elimination mathematically. So everyone is still capable of either making or missing the playoffs mathematically. Anyways, up against the Bettendorf Brawlers, that's Sergeant Mech. Let's see how this match goes. So right off the bat, Jazz leads with Murkrow. Jazz just picked up Murkrow. And we know that Jazz loves Perish Trap. So I feel like everyone and their mother is expecting that Jazz is going to Perish Trap But we see the substitute come out, which is a potential precursor to Perish Trap. But then we see a Flame Orb pop. So then I was curious. I was like, okay, Flame Orb, what the hell is this Murkrow set? Sergeant Mech unfortunately misses the Stone Edge. Sergeant Mech and Missing Rock moves. Name a more famous duo, more iconic duo, whatever. I totally messed up the meme. I'm the worst. We see Psycho Shift come out. Which is really cool tech. And with the sub up, the Synchronize doesn't pop, even though it's Flame Orb, which is going to get burned at the end of the turn anyways. But still really cool tech to see to get the burn on Mew. Now we see it's physical Mew, and now the physical attacks aren't going to do any damage. So Sergeant Mech's like, fuck it, I'll just get up Stealth Rocks. I gotta break the sub. I'm not gonna get defeated by a fucking Murkrow. And Jazz is like, I'm just gonna be super annoying. I'm gonna keep setting up subs. I'm just gonna be the worst. I'm gonna defog. I'm just going to be the most annoying person ever with this Murkrow, and you're gonna hate me for it. And Sergeant Mech's like, yeah, you're right. I am furious. And then one last middle finger as the Murkrow leads the field with a little Tailwind to gain some speed control. So really, really well played Murkrow usage from Jazz. We see Choice. I mean, that's gotta be Choice Specs damage, right? Look how much damage the Boom Burst is doing. Holy shit. Holy shit, that is so much damage. And then Sergeant Mech just lets Slowking go down, which just seems like a really weird stat to me. I know when I was watching this live, I was like, you know what's locked in? Why don't you go Mismagius? Except I'm stupid and forgot. This thing's got Scrappy. He literally has no switch-ins to Choice Specs Boomburst X-Cloud. He just doesn't have it on this team. So he goes into Breloom, who just punches the X-Cloud in the face. X-Cloud's gone forever. We see the Toxic Orb pop. This is the Poison Heal Breloom set. Mech pivots into Honchkrow, who isn't super afraid of Executor. And then Jazz misses the Leech Seed, which is, you know, that makes up for the missed Stone Edges from Sergeant Mech. Pivots into Granbull, who even at -1 just fucking gets decimated by a Brave Bird. Protects to get a little extra healing, and I'm pretty sure switches out into something. Dusk Noir, yeah, who is still gonna take really big damage, even at -1. 46% is huge. Without the leftovers, would have been in range, but thanks to the leftovers, doesn't die, able to live another Brave Bird. Sergeant Mech doesn't get that good mic roll that we saw from the Staraptor, and then Honchkrow goes down to the burn. Mismagius comes out, takes huge damage from the priority Shadow Sneak, flicks Dazzling Gleam, takes out the Dusk Noir. Executor comes out, who can live a Dazzling Gleam. So really bold play from Jazz, going hard Executor there, saying, hey, look, I know that your Choice Scarf to outspeed my Weavile, and you can't kill me with Dazzling Gleam, so you gotta switch out. Which gives Jazz a chance to click Substitute. Just misses 25% for the Pinchberry pop on a Harvest set. And Stone Edge isn't gonna do much anyways, because this thing is burnt. It's a little health back from the Giga Drain, up to 31%. Mismagius comes out, breaks the sub. Jazz clicks Substitute again, smart play, pops the Pinchberry. And now, because of Harvest, at the end of each turn, there's a 50% chance to pop another berry. It is a Stark Berry, which sharply raises a random stat every time it pops. But Jazz just very unfortunate here. Now, this play, the Giga Drain, or the Leech Seed, I'm not sure I agree with. I feel like Giga Drain is a better play here because you get more health back and maybe even kill the Mismagius. Mismagius, I mean, I guess Mismagius is a little more specially bulky, and I guess you get the initial Leech Seed recovery and then additional Leech Seed recovery. And again, Jazz is playing the game of hoping for a Starberry Harvest and a Special Defense pop, but just doesn't, Harvest just doesn't ever work. And this right here is another reason why I think maybe instead of this sub Psycho Shift set, that Manual Sun might have made more sense on Murkrow, because Harvest, I think Harvest goes from 50 to a 75% chance of harvesting in Sun. So just a fun little fact for people who aren't familiar with the way Harvest works. Mismagius finally able to finish off the Executor. Weavile comes in, forces out Mismagius because of Ice Shard priority. But Qwilfish does not give a goddamn about anything any of these remaining Pokemon have to say. I mean, even if you have Earthquake, I'm still living one, but you're gonna die to Poison Jab anyways. And like Qwilfish is just gonna clean up from here. I'm still burned when Synchronize goes off. Synchronize doesn't go off. You got burnt from your Flame Orb. Synchronize doesn't pop because of the substitute. So you were burned again because of your Flame Orb. I die either way, it's 100%. I want to see Jazz go for a double protect. Should have kept spamming the protects. Should have kept spamming the protect. Anyways, Sergeant Mech picking up a much needed win. Really, really good week, Sergeant Mech. Yeah. And then that takes us to our final match of the week. One that's going to pain me to talk about and relive, and that's myself, Miss Starzard, the perspective we are watching from against Godbear and the Chicago Phalanx. #1 ranked team coming into this match against the #2 in the standings, #3 in the power rankings team. So we'll see how this goes. Spoiler alert, it's not good for me. So right off the bat, so I had 2 leads that I had planned for this. I knew if I saw Ambipom, though, I needed a lead with Bronzong, and I knew I was going to get faked out, and I knew I was going to get taunted, and I knew that, and if you watch the video, I say, all right, taunt's coming out here, definitely going to be taunt. Like very obviously telegraphed. I need to click Gyro Ball and just do 1,000,000 damage to this Ambipom. And Godbear thinks about the turn, which makes me think, okay, maybe Godbear, I've done this to myself so many times this year. I'm like, Godbear thinks about the turn, and I'm like, all right, maybe he's not clicking taunt. Maybe I should go ahead and click Stealth Rocks. And then the taunt does come out, and I feel like a fool for not clicking Gyro Ball. I feel like a big dummy for not clicking Gyro Ball. And now this gives Dunfin a chance to come in clean and knock off, which is just bad for me. It's just bad for me. And honestly, like, I should have realized too that this is probably a choice item Dunfin, because if it's not choice locked, that it could probably just click Earthquake and kill. But this gives me a chance to set up sticky webs. I honestly forgot that Skuntank got defogged. I was just so convinced that Dunfin was going to be a rapid spinner that like defog Skuntank wasn't even something I had considered. So we get in this match where I'm like, I'm not letting you set shit up. I'm going to disable defog. I know you're clicking Flamethrower now, so I'm going to go into my Nidoking. This 10% burn at the time didn't seem like a big deal, but it did end up making a huge difference. I don't want that fake out chip, so I go ahead and pivot into Bronzong, who eats fake out. Who eats the dual chop, I'm sorry. I was expecting fake out, but he clicks dual chop instead. Live that, no problem. I go ahead and get my stealth rock. Oh, I gyro ball, and I didn't stealth rock because I was afraid of getting taunted. See, that's the fucking thing about taunt. Then like once you see a taunt, you're afraid to click a move again. And then he U-turns. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not choice item, it's rock polish. I remember now. I was just like, I'm surprised you didn't click Earthquake against this, because I feel like knockoff and Earthquake probably always kills this thing. Did you just not have Earthquake? To be honest, I was calculating to see if you were Fizz Def or Special Def. That's why the second turn took me a bit. Gotcha. You did have EQ. I don't understand why we never see EQ come out. I'm just clicking Poison Jab just for damage, because I'm like, even if I get up Sticky Web, Skuntank's just gonna defog. So I go into Shift Tree, I click Fake Out, get a little bit of chip, but this thing, Skuntank's just a problem for my team. I go into Latios, who eats the Dark Pulse without any trouble. I go ahead, recover. I'm like, I'm feeling good. I'm gonna go ahead and reflect. You can knock off my Light Clay, but I'm eating that. I'm eating it, and I'm killing you with Draco Meteor. My support Latios, doing thing. And then Manaphy comes out, who's terrifying. So I go into Bronzong. And I go ahead and I click Trick Room, because I'm like, that's why this is here. This is here for the Manaphy. I go ahead and click Future Sight to try and hit something in the future. And go into Shift Tree, because I'm expecting either... I was expecting Surf to come out. But it doesn't. I click Hurricane, hoping and praying that Godbear goes into Infernape, but instead goes into Skuntank. And thanks to the rain, Hurricane's not missing. I get really good damage on the Skuntank and a Confusion. Confusion's 30% chance. If I was really thinking about it though, like I clicked Future Sight. Like this was me just being bad at the game. I clicked Future Sight. It was obvious Skuntank was coming out here, and I should have doubled into Nido, and I didn't. It was just bad. It was just bad play on my part. So I go into Latios, Trick Room's up, I recover. You can keep clicking Dark Pulse, that's fine. I can just heal off more than you can do to me with this, and you're confused, so you might even hit yourself. I keep recovering, and this is where it's revealed that I am slower than the Manaphy. I don't think Godbear knew this at this point. I was full bulk support Latios, just trying to be as annoying as possible with Latios. Set up screens, go Trick Room again, and now I go into Torkoal to get rid of Sun, or to get rid of Rain, eat the Surf behind a light screen. And this turn was kind of crucial. Based off the damage, I know that this is not as offensive as I was hoping it would be, because a really offensive Manaphy just dies to a Solar Beam in Trick Room from a Choice Specs Torkoal. But because it wasn't as offensive as I thought it was, I knew it couldn't die. But I was hoping he would still be afraid and switch out, and nothing, even Infernape doesn't want to eat Sun Boosted Choice Specs Eruption, so I just clicked the Eruption. And then Rain Dance comes out, which was the smart play from Godbear, because Manaphy always lives, always outspeeds, or I'm sorry, Manaphy always lives the Solar Beam, can Rain Dance, and then I can't do anything because I'm locked in the Solar Beam. It takes me 2 turns once my Sun's gone to get a Solar Beam off. It was just bad. It was just bad. This Hydration Rain Dance set Manaphy just walls my team, and honestly, I just struggle to find a way to break it all game. But I'm still playing, I'm still trying. I still see some win cons, they still exist, especially when I have Sun in Shift Tree. Go into Lati here. I guess Godbear forgot that he outsped. Really strange play from Godbear. Pivots out, so I go ahead and recover. And then double into and then switch into Bronzong, who eats a dual chop, no problem. Get some health back. Godbear U-turns out into Skuntank. I go ahead and Gyro Ball, which isn't doing much. The Skuntank was just a fucking nightmare for my team. Like Skuntank, the combination of Skuntank and Manaphy were just a fucking nightmare. I go Nido here on the Defog. Like, Defog's obvious. Now something dies. I'm like, yay. Burn slowly wearing down my Nidoking, though. Slowly wearing down my Nidoking, unfortunately. Infernape comes out. I'm afraid of Choice Scarf, Flare Blitz, or Fire Punch. The burn put me in range of a Fire Punch, so I knew I had to switch out. Again, that's why that 10% burn mattered. Bronzong goes down. This is free until Latios. I get screens up, and then I'm pretty sure I click Draco Meteor here just to get some damage on the Manaphy. Oh, I get up both. I don't know. Why did I even waste a turn on Reflect? Like, I don't even understand the point of wasting a turn on Reflect, especially now that Light Blade's gone. I need to just, like, do damage and switch into something that can take this thing out. It was just, I just played really bad, made really bad plays. Don't understand why I did some of the things that I did. Made a good play, though, into Shift Tree. Faked out for Chip. I really needed Leaf Storm on this thing, and I didn't bring it. Ice Beam, so I go Torque, because I don't want my Shift Tree to die. So I set Sun, now I can outspeed, but Rain Dance is just gonna come out. Like, I already know this set, like... And then I'm pretty sure I get Frozen here. Yeah, 10% freeze. 10% freeze, 10% burns. Hard to come back from that. That's Pokemon, though, and that's basically the game. This Manaphy just wears my team down. No need for us to waste any more time. I think Nidoking manages to pick up another kill by spamming Thunderbolts, but thanks to the burn chip, I'm just slowly withering away. Yeah, Latios, like, the Latios walls you, unless it gets frozen. So that was... EQ is scary because you had 2 immunities. Oh, that's why I have 2 immunities, so you're afraid to click EQ. And that's the match. That burn did more damage than anything to Nido. It did. It really did. That burn fucked up my Nidoking, and the freeze fucked up my Latios. But that's Pokemon. Literally, if you can't win a Pokemon, like, if getting status is why you lose a Pokemon match, then you weren't prepped enough. And I was not prepped enough. Godbear played excellent, brought an excellent team. I think Godbear only misplayed like once. At least from my perspective. I think I only saw 1 or maybe 2 like one misplay and maybe one like questionable play, but like I misplayed a bunch. He just outplayed me, built a better team, was more prepared, and got the well-deserved dub. So that's that match. So let's talk about let's talk about the standings. Let's talk about the standings after week 7. So starting with the Venusaur division, we now see a new division leader in the Venusaur division thanks to differential Pokemon Square Pikachu's. Finally taking the division lead back. Hasn't been the division leader since early season because Ridley's mostly been dominating. But Chris finds a window and capitalizes. Also, Josh, right behind, 1 game behind, can also take a division lead. And even Grand Aquila is still in the Pokemon Pika Squares. Hey Anna, welcome in. Even Grand Aquila and the Goldenrod Glizzy Gobblers have a chance of winning this division with 3 games left in the season. So like this division is still completely up for grabs. So really closely fought and contended division here. Things worth noting is Pallet Town Paladins at 9.85 strength of schedule. That is in fact the highest strength of schedule in the league, which means Josh has had the most difficult schedule up to this point from anybody in the league. So that's worth note. The lowest, I believe, belongs to the Bettendorf Brawlers at 5.88. Charizard division. Still closely contended, but not as close as it was. But I mean, that's what interdivision week's all about, is kind of separating separating the cream from the crop, right? And we are seeing Godbear rise to the occasion. Continues his winning ways at 6-1. Plus 23 differential, absolutely gross. Although that differential is not going to help you in the playoffs. We'll mention it again. Mike picking up a win at 1-6. Mike still mathematically has playoff hope. No chance of winning this division, but can still make playoffs. And then British Gent and I both here, trying to see if maybe we can overtake Godbear. But after losing head-to-head against Godbear this week, like, just feels bad, man. Feels bad. Okay, then the Blastoise division. We have at the top of the conference, winning by differential, the Seattle Salacious Sparses wins the tiebreaker with the Bettendorf Brawlers. Another tightly contended division. Anyone can win. Anyone can win this division. Jazz and Zulia both can win this division still, especially with interdivision matches. So very, very spicy coming down the stretch. Of course, I'd make the schedule and make it hardest for me. Glad to see Ohio finally on the board with a W. Yeah, it was nice to see Mike get a win for sure. Bear with Manaphy versus Bear without Manaphy. And the overall seeding, top 6 teams make it. Top three division leaders plus the top 3 records, which just so happens to be the top 6 teams. This is what it would look like. If playoffs started today, myself and Godbear would get first round buys. We'd see Manchester United against Blackthorn City Buzzwolves and Pokemon Square Pikachu's versus Seattle Salacious Sparses. Mathematically, no one is eliminated. Ohio Ninetales can still make top 6. He would have to win out, and one of these 3 teams would have to lose every game. And the differential would have to be good enough to where he would win the differential tie. But it's still possible. It's still mathematically feasible. And it's still mathematically feasible that Godbear misses the playoffs. If Godbear loses the last 3 matches, drops to 6-4, and all of these teams win the rest of the season. So I think you do only need 1 more. But, you know, do your best not to Steph Curry it and choke in the clutch. Because that is what Steph Curry is known for. Sorry, a little bit of my basketball thing. Draft league, whatever, dude. It's all kind of sports and competitive competition stuff. I'm mumbling. It doesn't matter. Let's take a look at matches for next week. All right. Week 8. What is sports? It's a great question. All right. So next week, I face off against British Gent. We are both 5-2. We are both trying to keep pace with Godbear. I think this is likely going to be the match of the week. I don't want to give myself match of the week. Like going into week 8, not like the reflective, like looking back at it. Because looking back at week 7, my match against Godbear definitely was not the match of the week. But week 8, my prediction is this is going to be a crazy one. I think this is the potential trap game of the week because Mike is a good coach, and I feel like his record does not reflect how good of a coach and team builder he is. And I feel like this is a game where Godbear is going to go in feeling really confident, feeling really good about himself, and might be a little complacent, and maybe Mike takes advantage of that. We'll see what happens. The Goldenrod Glizzy Gobblers versus Pallet Town Paladins. That's Granakila versus Josh. Both of them need to continue winning to keep their playoff hopes alive, so they'll both be fighting for a win. I mean, you could pretty much say that for everyone. Like this one is going to be crazy too. Blackthorn City Buzzwoles versus Pokemon Square Pikachus. This is basically a fight for a division lead. I think there is a scenario. Let's look at the standings really quick. I think there is a scenario where maybe Josh can win. No, there's no scenario where Josh can take over. There's no scenario where Josh can take over. So basically, whoever wins that, the Pokemon Square Pikachu versus Blackthorn City Buzzwoles will remain at the top of the division for the Venusaur division. And then the Rock and Rillaboons versus Pulton Gengars. Again, 2 coaches desperately fighting to keep playoff hopes alive. And then Seattle Salacious Sparses versus Bettendorf Brawlers. This is another match that will determine who will be leading the division at the end of week 8. So some really, really good matches for week 8. I love having these interdivision matches at the end of the season. I just feel like it's really good for storylines and keeping things interesting. I'm not underestimating anyone. I'm giving it my best shot. Good. Well, then you won't be complacent. You won't be complacent, and maybe you won't fall for the trap game. So, if Godbear loses that match, I'm gonna be ecstatic. I wouldn't count on it. Godbear's been very consistent all season, so, but it could happen. So that's gonna do it for that. And that will take me to, let's see, do we want to do power rankings next, or do we want to, let's do the match of the week. Let's do match of the week. Oops. Hold on, give me a second here. Here we go. Zulia, are you ready? Turn this music off. Make sure everything seems to be good to go. Hey Zulia, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you? Hello, stream.
Yes, say hi. You did a good job. So if y'all haven't figured it out, TalonQueenZulia is our coach for the match of the week. You had a really, really good win against Spega and the Seattle Salacious Sparses. So congrats on that win.
Hold on, I'm laughing at you because my profile picture, I totally forgot about it.
Yeah, it's the cat. It's the cat. All right.
Yuki, it's not as cute as you think.
Oh, well, don't ruin it.
I know. I'm sorry.
Oh God. All right. Well, we're gonna have to make this short now before you say something inappropriate. However, congrats on your win.
Yes. I didn't go into it expecting a win like that. I honestly just went in with prayers, and I don't pray. So that's how scared I was.
Well, you pulled it off. Sorry, y'all. I'm like all over the place right now. I'm so disorganized. You pulled it off, and you did it with a really cool Flareon set, and with Gengar, who's been really consistent for you all season. So I mean, Gengar just got banned to Ubers.
Yeah, that I'm still salty about that.
Yeah, because now it's gonna make it difficult for you to like if you I know some people like myself, I sometimes go on the ranked BDSPOU ladder to practice.
Yeah, that's a lot of what I do.
And now you can't do that because you can't take your team into Ubers because everyone's just gonna have a bunch of legendaries.
I DM'd you this last night. A dude came in with the whole creation trio and a Kyogre.
Yeah, so that's not very fair. Not when not when you were bringing Pokemon like Flareon with you.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But you still got a really good win. Gengar looked really strong. Your Flareon set like bringing Protect for the slacking. I don't know. I mean I know I scrimmed with you in prep, and I don't think this. I'm not sure the Protect was specifically for slacking. I think it might have been for the Wish Protect, but it still worked out in your favor. So that was cool to see.
Yeah, I honestly didn't even think about stalling out Slacking. I really didn't think of that.
Yeah, Daria implying Flareon isn't on the same level as I know. How dare I? Dare I? So this season, you're one of the legacy coaches. You've been in every season. One of the questions I wanted to ask you: how do you think like the atmosphere and the vibes of the league compare this season compared to previous seasons?
It definitely feels different because we have a lot of newer people compared to past seasons. So it's a very different atmosphere for me at least. Just because like everyone has been playing insanely. The new coaches, past coaches, everyone's been playing incredibly.
I
And
can. Oh, I didn't
it's
mean to.
just amazing. It's very amazing to see. I'm very happy that one, everyone's enjoying it, and two, it's just been a success overall.
Yeah,
It's
I completely agree.
it's been a highlight, honestly, every time we do it. It's been very fun.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. And I completely agree. The new coaches have been great. The seasoned coaches have done their thing. And the returning coaches who aren't like necessarily as seasoned as the seasoned coaches have also looked really good. I like Spega with the seed tier team. You beating Spega this week, Jazz with the constant spice, and William beat me and had a really good convincing win this week. So like your division's been good. I feel like everyone has had some impressive moments this season. So it's been a lot of
Oh,
fun.
I totally agree with that. It's been incredibly fun to just watch.
So Gengar going into Ubers, I mean, do you plan on leaning into Gengar moving forward? Or do you think, I mean, Flareon looked really good. You're going to keep giving Flareon a chance to shine?
I uh I know Gengar, first of all, Gengar just got knocked down from my favorite Pokemon, but it's one of my main Pokemon. It's literally the namesake of my team. I can't bench that poor thing. It's already been stabbed too much as of Legends Arceus.
Well, also Pearly, I'm not implying that we purged any trash, all right? Okay. I mean, whatever. Anyways.
Every season's been incredibly fun, and everyone's always played very well.
Yeah, I do feel this season, I feel from top to bottom we have a little more engagement than typical, which has been fun and refreshing. But I really appreciate you taking the time out to come on for this little short interview.
No problem. It's been incredibly fun, and I'm glad that I got match of the week. It's freaking amazing.
Your match next week, we were talking about, let me double check here. Sorry y'all. Your
Yeah,
match
with
match
Jazz.
next week against Jazz. How are you feeling about that? Have you started? I mean, I know the answer, but have you started prepping for that? How do you feel about your prep so
Yes,
far?
I've started prepping, and right now I don't feel the best about it, but that's gonna change.
Well, I love the confidence. Again, thanks for coming on. And I think that's going to do it for this segment. So say bye to everybody.
Bye, everyone. Have a good day. Stay safe.
And I will talk to you later. So
See ya.
okay, so match of the week. Still think that's a fun segment. I actually like. Truth be told, I forgot to write down the questions that I wanted to ask today, so I just made them up on the fly. Could you guys tell? Anyways, let's talk about the power rankings. This is what we're looking at here. So the top 3 spots haven't moved. Spega hasn't moved. So 4 coaches remain exactly where they were. Some of the movement that we see. Pokemon Square Pikachu's jumping up to 4 in the power rankings. I think deservedly so, taking back that #1 spot in the Venusaur division. And inversely, the Blackthorn City Buzzle was dropping 3 spots because of losing that top spot. I think that all checks out. Bettendorf Brawlers moving up in the rankings after tying record with the Seattle Salacious Farces. Makes sense that he'd be 1 spot behind, only separated by differential. Peloton Paladins moving up in the rankings after getting a good win. Jazz dropping after a loss. And then the Gengars and Ninetales both moving up after good wins. And then poor Grandikila dropping down to 12. But look, we had the Ninetales in the cellar for like the last like 4 or 5 weeks. Mike got his win, so we had to move him out of that bottom spot. Is the power rankings basically the seeding? No. In fact, the power rankings aren't even remotely similar. Like, they're not even close to the standings. Like, they're just different from top to bottom almost. Other than like the Chicago Phalanx being like the best team in the league record-wise, and like nothing else matches up with the actual stand. These power rankings mean nothing. They're just for fun. They're just for fun. A very pog match. I love it. All right, and then finally, the Pokemon of the week. This one might be a little controversial, but I decided to give it to Gengar, picking up 3 kills. Gengar had a rough couple weeks getting banned at Ubers, but did manage to pick up a win in Draft League this week for Zulia. 3 kills. Gengar honestly has been good for Zulia all season. Like, Gengar's been excellent for Zulia all season. So I think it's only fitting that Gengar finally gets a shout out for Pokemon of the week. You could argue that Gengar wasn't even the most important Pokemon in that match, that it was Flareon, but Gengar's the one that got the kills. So that's who we're going to give it to. Yeah, not Flareon. See, there it is. I knew that was coming. Anyways, I picked Gengar. Y'all are just going to have to deal with it. And that is going to be the Week 7 recap. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe, whatever. You know, that stuff all helps me. It means a lot to me. Those of you that came to watch it live, I really appreciate it as always. That is going to do it for stream today. Gengar did like 40% damage in that game, LOL. It got 3 kills with 40% damage. How could you let that happen, Spega? How could you let that happen? Do better. Let's find someone to raid. Thank you so much for the gift subs. Anna, thank you so much for the gift subs. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Time to go back and rewatch the comments on my match. Yeah, I'm also going to post it on YouTube, so you can watch it there if you want, or if you just want to watch the pod, that's fair too. Let's find someone to raid. Usually I'd stream more, but I got a bunch of video editing I need to get done tonight, so I'm gonna go do that instead. Who do we want to raid?